The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Reality TV has never been this honest, this brutal. Coming soon, it's the world's most one-sided fistfights caught on film. Television too brutal to watch, yet you can't turn away. Thursdays at 8 p.m., it's the world's most one-sided fistfights caught on film.
Up next is the 4 AKI wrestling games. A lot of people say these are the best wrestling games ever made. I'd have to agree with them. With its easy to use grappling mechanic, as opposed to doing something like having Mortal Kombat style fighting inputs, this is a lot easier to use. Anyone just playing these games can easily pick up and play it, as opposed to have to be an expert at these games remembering input commands. That's one of the reasons why it's one of the best wrestling games ever made. Alright, the first one to come out is WCW versus NWO. This came out in '97. I first heard of it, obviously, from Nintendo Power here, and I eventually rented it. Real quick, we'll show you Goemon. I already played through that. Where the fuck is it? Okay, cool. James Bond for the Game Boy, I have that. That's also good, if you've never played that. Here we go. Well, that's beginning, obviously. Yeah, this just shows you the character's powers, or their stats. Alright, this right here tells you the mechanics a little bit. Or should I say the strategy. Remember first, these rules. Blocks always beat strikes, strikes always beat grapples, and grapples beats a block. Yeah, it's sort of like a rock, paper, scissor mechanic. Yeah, I figured that out by myself without reading that. I just saw that today, looking through this. Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh yeah!
Yeah, that's basically it for the Nintendo Power. He's got the gold control like I do. Yep. So the first one came out in '97. I rented this back then. Let's see. WN. Got the factory stamp there. Oh yeah, that's right, you gotta turn it over, I keep forgetting that. And there it is, WN over there. Factory paint splotches blue. Yeah, I should probably fuck with this later, but there's 4 of them here. Yeah, I want to do all. I'm gonna start doing this instead of giving each game an individual video. I'm just gonna group them together if I can, series and whatnot, because it takes too long to film these individually. So I'll just get a lot of them in one go. Here's the manual, full color. Don't see the manuals too much these days, except for when you're buying from limited run games, which I just played through that with the Streets of Rage 4, and I'm expecting Blastmaster 0, 1, and 2 coming. Yeah, in case if you don't know, WCW is a different wrestling company from WWF. And yes, I'm going to keep referring to it as WWF because there'll be a cold day in hell before I recognize it as WWE. Everything always has an E at the end of it, or at the start of it. Electronic. Yeah, about that. It seems like was it the wildlife some wildlife thing originally had the WWF logo, or initials I should say, but they let the World Wrestling Federation, I gotta say it out, long ways. I could use the initials. It wasn't until the Attitude Era back in the late 90s when it started to look, the logo looks similar with the scratches, animal claw scratches, that they finally had a problem and they had to change it, the initials, to WWE. I know when I think of WWF, I think of the Wrestling Federation, not some fucking pandas and whatnot animals. That's one thing I don't like about this game. It's that menu screen here. You see that right there? The main game is right over here, over to the right, when it should be over here. I hate how disorganized it is. So you don't know what the main game is, but the main game where you get credits is over here, League Challenge. Over here, I believe that is no, that's not an exhibition. It's disorganized. It's not the way it should be. The first thing that you're highlighted on should be the main game. Pisses me off. They later rectified in the next game. Now, as for the NWO, this is one of the most popular wrestling angles. It's basically the storyline was the NWO was I don't know, it's a wrestling faction, not a company. Where the storyline is that they're going to take over WCW. And originally it was two WWF members, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, coming in, so it looked like a WWF was invading WCW. There we go, League, the main game. We're 19 pages in. Yeah, basically to get to the credits, just win one belt. Now there's many belts. I'll be 100%ing this. Basically get all the belts, and that's 100%ing it. Sting. Yeah, right here. Here's how you the mechanics of these wrestling games. Tap A for a weak grapple, but it's fast, or you get a hold of that. Takes a second before it you grapple. Does the stronger grapples. Now, in the when you're playing on easy on this game, it doesn't make a difference. The AI is so slow you can get a hold of them. I never noticed that. It's once you play on the harder difficulties where doing the strong grapple, it's harder to get a hold of them. They dodge, they move fast. I get a hold of them. Yeah, basically just do one of the grapples and then either press up, down, or just A or B. Well, I should say up and A or up and B. And that initiates a wrestling move. Well, I'll show you in the live play and better explain it. It's easier to show you than tell you. You also got block and dodge. Block is to block the strikes, and dodge is to dodge the grapples. Oh, there it goes. There goes my receipt over there. More about the moves. And of course, a spirit meter. The higher your spirit is, the more you'll be able to counter them, and they can't counter you. And you can break out of pins and holds easier. Well, you can read right here. It's right in the manual. Although playing on easy, it doesn't. It's not as obvious. I usually played this one and the other one on easy. It wasn't until WrestleMania 2000 where even on playing easy, the fucking AI is hard. They're a lot smarter. I'll get into that. Alright, now here's the wrestling factions. We got WCW, we got New World Order, Dead or Alive Wrestling, Independent Union Wrestling. Now this game is originally Virtual Pro Wrestling over in Japan, and they had a lot bigger roster. So go check that out for the Japanese version. Now Virtual Pro Wrestling 2, I forget if that's supposed to be No Mercy or WrestleMania, I forget. Quest 64. A lot of people hate that game, I liked it. Lex Luger Sting. Let's see how much did I get the game and manual for back in 2017. I got for a total of $7.15. Of course, the prices are going up, especially with the everyone getting their stimulus checks. Paper Mario just went fucking crazy, going up towards the $100 mark when that a couple months ago was going for around $40. Of course, the new game just was announced, of course, so everybody wants to get the first one now. And everybody's got a lot of extra spending money. Also, Pokemon Snap was just announced, finally a sequel after over 20 years. I got the manual, I still gotta get the game, so that one's going up in price.
Oh yeah, Hulk Hogan, I remember way back when the Mega Powers were bonded, yeah. You made a lot of promises to the Macho Man, didn't you? Promises that you didn't keep. I remember one specific one, yeah. You promised that Elizabeth would never be in a dangerous position. You broke that promise, didn't you, Hulk Hogan? And who had to come in and make that critical save? The Macho Man, Randy Savage, covering for Hogan again. Hulk Hogan, I only come down to your matches when it's absolutely necessary. When you're down and out. That's the kind of rules I play by. But you play by different rules, yeah. You gotta get in your grandstanding and your hot dogging, don't you? Yeah. I remember a time when I wrestled the King too. And in fact, I had boss men on the outside of the ring just like you. The only difference was I was doing real good, yeah. I was styling out there like a champion, yeah. But guess who shows up for no reason at all to get his grandstanding and hot dogging in? You, man. You, Hulk Hogan, yeah. You just couldn't stand to sit back with your feet up and watch the champion in action. Well, look at this, prima donna. Hulk Hogan, not only are you a hot dog, a grandstander, a showboat, and a prima donna, but you're a liar, too. In fact, I remember a time where we stood in front of the man that does nothing but lie, Brother Love, and you told some of the biggest lies that I've ever heard of in my whole life. I love him like a brother. It's a lie, Hulk Hogan, and that's enough to get me hot. But what you said to Elizabeth is enough to get me to the boiling point, yeah! I love Elizabeth. Hulk Hogan, you say you love Elizabeth? Well, I got news for you, man. Yeah, I got news for you. Elizabeth is gonna be in the corner of the Macho Man Randy Savage at WrestleMania 5, yeah. And let me tell you something. You say you love me like a brother. Well, listen to this, Hulk Hogan. I hate you. I hate your guts. And that's what's gonna be left all over the mat after WrestleMania 5.
Alright, now the next game came out in '98 is WCW versus NWO Revenge. Now this one I got complete in box. Now originally I thought I didn't rent this one, but once I rebought these games again, I found out I did. Now you'd think these would be like Madden, where there's only slight changes to them, which is it's nuanced. It's nuanced. The differences. Now how I remembered that I did play this one. It was my friend who rented this one, but the World Tour and Revenge are similar. It's by the weapons. In this one, they have different weapons. I remember making puns when you grab the trash can here. I'd say something like, "It's time to take out the trash," when I'm smashing it over the opponent's head. That's how I knew I remembered I played this one. This one has a trash can and stop sign where the other one didn't. Also, you can bring the weapons inside the ring, whereas at World Tour you couldn't. W2. That's the initials. Factory stamp is very faint right there. Oh, Jesus. And as you can see, unlike the first game, this is a bigger memory cartridge. I believe the rest from here on out have the big cartridges, W2. Battery save, got the copyright. And we got the paint splotch there. And I bought this CIB because it was so cheap. although it's probably going to be worth a lot more. All right, let's take out the, how much did I get it for? Back in 2018, I got for $19.74, less than $20. I would like to get a box for the World Tour. WCW versus NWO Revenge. Almost brand new, this manual. Kevin Nash in the background there. Introduction. Big Show there playing the N64. Yeah, now I like the menu here. The main game is the first thing highlighted once you go to the main menu. Of course, the mechanics are the same, the wrestling mechanics, all the same for all 4 games, with slight variations. I believe that's Scott Hall and Diamond Dallas Page. Blows. Oh yeah, for these games, remember to put on realism mode so you can see the blood. I don't know why that's defaulted as off, so remember that. Yeah, there we go, championship mode. That's the main game. And I believe there are 5 belts here. Alright, that's what's different here. You can change the characters' costumes and names. That separates it from the first game. One of the things that separates it from the first game. The leagues. Oh, that's why Quest 64 is here. They fucking, they published Quest 64 THQ.
The devil is the man? I can't figure it out.
Well, knowing Lou Albano, he's on the phone. He's doing some big business. You know, he manages Ken Patera. Ken Patera is a very, very powerful man. In the Olympics and the Pan American Games,
he won 5. Disappeared just out of thin air.
Well, maybe he's called somebody to bail Patera out of jail. Maybe he's in another scrap again. Who knows who he worked over this time? You know, that guy's got a short fuse. His mind's half gone. He's the most wanted wrestler in the world. He's wanted in 9 states. You know, the guy...
Wait a minute. Well, here's an update. It's 11 states now.
11 states, yeah. And only 12 cases of rape. That ain't bad for the weekend.
No. Yeah. And you should have seen what he did this past Thursday on Thanksgiving.
What'd he do, Gene?
He nailed a turkey from the rear. Fans, stay tuned. We're going to do this one over again.
Yeah, the one with the big dick.
Yeah, the one with the turkey with the pecker on it.
Let's redo cut 2 on that mulligan.
Better not be throwing those up while I'm here.
All right, now at this time they dropped the WCW license and now moved on to the WWF license with the WrestleMania 2000. Now I like the roster better in the WCW company. So I prefer those two games over this, but the big difference with the last two WWF games is they have the customized characters. WX initials. Factory stamp. Yeah, speaking of the customized characters, Darius Truxton is doing his tournament of worst YouTuber, and I was thinking about customizing those people, and then have him fight it out in this customized character. But that seems to be a lot of work. I'll show you an example here at the end. I thought it'd be funny. WX. Nintendo copyright, I think. Paint splotch there. Mick Foley, that's
People in New York City, you'd better listen up. Because you're living in a historical land. Ellis Island, the Empire State Building, the World Trade Center. When you live in a place, you have a habit to take it all for granted. Well, don't take your city for granted anymore. Go out and see your sights, because Cactus Jack is coming to your town, boys, and the sights ain't gonna be there anymore. I'm gonna send your city crumbling down.
9/11, 9/11, what went down with Building 7? It's a mystery to this day. The building fell with such precision, free fall speed, no reasons given. Like the towers, it just fell. The fire's not enough, no way hard enough to bring it down.
you should see him how he fucks himself up. You go watch the Undertaker match with him on the cage. Yeah, Undertaker right there. And how much did I get this for? Game End Manual for $23.47, January 2020 this year. Yep, same mechanics as the other two games, or the other three games I should say. Now what I don't like about this one is when you do the holds, it seems the enemy turns into Gumby on Mop and Glow mats. They go slide right to the ropes and break away from your holds, so the holds aren't as useful as in the other two games. So when you try and choke them out, get a TKO, it's not as effective. Difficulty easy is hard. Now, instead of going through getting the belts, you got the divisions, which is shorter. This you gotta go through a whole year before you get beat the game. You gotta go to WrestleMania this time around. You do win belts, but it's during over the 52 weeks. It's more than 52 matches. So this one is a long one. That's what she said. Alright, here we go. Customize the character. Road to WrestleMania. Yeah, I believe this came out before the real WrestleMania 2000 happened. Yeah, that's like the Super Bowl for wrestling. There we go, we got The Rock, Big Show, Triple H, Undertaker, and Mick Foley. Road Rash 64. Titantron Live. Stone Cold Steve Austin. And there we go.
All you losers out there, shut up and pay attention because I got a lot to talk about. But first I want to say to all the women out there, stop crying, stop worrying. The prince is recovered. I'm still looking good. I'm still pretty, baby. Brooke Shields still ain't got nothing on this, baby. Now, as far as those individuals responsible, Boogaloo Brown, you're nothing but a little jive talking spider monkey, running around mad at the world because President Boda won't give your idiot race South Africa. Why don't you grow up, Brown, and do something you're qualified for like shining shoes? Despina Mantagas, the Greek bull dyke, the last time she was with a man, she was one. As far as I'm concerned, you got a she-freak over here. You got some idiot over here who thinks he's Desmond Tutu from Harlan. And together, these two psychos viciously and without any reason attack me. They split my head open. They attack my bodyguard. They attack my #1 lady, Charlie Haynes. And does the WCW do a damn thing about it? Hell no. They pat him on the back, tell him they did good, and then they have the nerve and the audacity to ban my bodyguard. What the hell is the conspiracy all about? Is it because we're so much better looking than all these bimbos out there? But you know, it really doesn't matter because I'll tell you why. The payback is coming, baby, and the payback is going to be hell, and it's going to be one big surprise. And I'm talking all these bitches. They all can bring it on. And I'm talking about Mantagas, Donkey Face, Candy Divine, the Ace of Spades, Princess Jasmine, Robin Jailbait Lane. Y'all can come to me, and you're all going to fall. And as far as you're concerned, Debbie Combs, you're a 2-bit 35-cent champion with a body and IQ to match it, and you might as well give it up, sweetie, and go back to the hills and sip moonshine with that Valium-addicted alcoholic mother of yours, because Charlie Haynes and the Prince are going to take the world championship because I do everything very good, if you know what I mean.
And the last game. Now there's two versions of this. It seems this has a glitch that erases your save. And of course, you could back then you could have sent this in and traded in for the fixed version where that that deletes the save as glitch is gone. I'm not 100% on this. It seems like if you play a custom character in the main game, that's what causes it. I'm not 100% sure. But if you want to get the fixed version, that's going to be expensive as hell. That's the gray cart, and the initials I believe are USA 1. As you can see, this is just USA. So look for that. W4, Wrestling 4, the 4th game that the AKI company made. Alright, factory stamped right there. And it's hard to get off. That's what she said. God fucking damn it. There we go. Another big one. That's what she said. Oh, not as big as the other ones. Yeah, this one has the cut out there, as you can see. 1, 2. W4. Got the Nintendo copyright there. And the paint splotch right there. And the manual. Fuck. Alright, here we go. Let's look at the receipts. The manual I got for $3.20. And this game shot up in price. Yeah, since this January 2020, $36.24. It seems this is the fan favorite here, although I'd go with the WCW games. I like it's got the better roster, and the AI isn't as fucking difficult. And here, even on easy, they're smarter. This one here, what makes them harder is when the taunts give you more spirit, so you can counter them. And like I said before, here once you taunt, then they taunt, so it fucking makes it pointless to do that. Whereas in WrestleMania, they didn't taunt when you taunt, so you can build up that spirit meter and then beat them. So this one gets annoying. And the AR is harder on the WWF games, even when playing on the easy. So I lean towards the WCW games, but the WWF games, the biggest thing about them is they have the customized characters you can do. And I hate the menu on this one, the starting menu. It starts on multiplayer as opposed to the single player. I don't know why they fucking did that. Yep, same mechanics. But in the single player, it's more story driven. Some matches you can lose and still move on. It's like 10 years, depending on the belt. Some of them you can lose. Some of them you have to win, but you get a certain, like 2 continues or something like that, depending on the match. So it does different branching paths. Now this one I'm not going to 100%, I'm just going to do one of them because it takes too damn long. If you want to see every fucking branching path. Tap the control stick to do your special move, your finisher. Yep, there's a championship, single player. Got the WWF title, the tag team, the Intercontinental, European, Hardcore, Lightweight, and Women's. One thing I don't like about the customized here is you have to win a lot of things to get all the customizables. You got to make money through playing the game, so that takes a long time. But one thing I do like about this one, as opposed to WrestleMania 2000's customizable, is you can see the moves that when you're doing giving them the moves. It's when you highlight them, you see what it does. Whereas WrestleMania, you had to like press a button to then it shows you what the move is going to do, what it looks like. So that takes longer. Yeah, there's a shop right there. Yeah, see right there. Multiplayer, then there's single player, and then there's, what is that? The options. And there you have it. The 4 AKI wrestling games, the best wrestling games you'll ever play. Highly recommend them. I'll see you guys on the live stream.
He
you should blow him while he's down there. A better case. Fuck it.
Are you one of these people? So if you're wanting to have a channel, make sure to be realistic and honest and upfront and genuine and smile.
You treat me like a dog and you expect me to smile? You remind me of a jackass.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm a fully grown man. Yes, I wear Ghostbuster shirts. Yes, I act like a child in my videos. Yes, all I do is play video games all day long. But I don't have much of a use for a backpack anymore because I don't go to school. She's gonna love it. When she sees it, she's gonna do Cut the music. Cut everything. I don't have time. I don't have time for any of this. Kim and I catch a flight in like 3 hours to Australia and I'm trying to desperately film this before we leave. I don't have time for fun. This video isn't about, oh, look at me, look at this, fun and games. I don't have time. I just need to open these things. I need to get on a plane. I need to get out of here, man. I gotta get gone.
I had kind of a tough day at work and thought I'd come here. It's weighed on my mind, you know, for people to question when I'm doing my stuff. And this is not coming from a lot of people. This is just a few haters out there, you know.
Oh no, Kim!
I do things, sometimes I do things impulsively, and sometimes I don't think about the consequences afterwards.
Okay, story time. I have depression and anxiety, and it's not as bad as it used to be.
You know, I shouldn't have done what I've done. So, bottom line is that I've retracted the copyright strikes to him and Dave, Dave. And so I want to say sorry that, you know, there's going to be people out there that still hate me.
Fuck you, goddammit! I'll kill you, motherfucker!
You know, sometimes I get so frustrated when people say these half-truths about me that just it isn't all true, and so I get frustrated with that, and I don't know what to do with it.
I love being here. This is my favorite place to be. This is a happier place than Disneyland. Look at that!
I was stupid for doing that.
Well, folks, it's been a night to remember, but right now we are out of time. I'm Nick Diamond.
I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And I'm Johnny Gomez. On behalf of all of us here at Celebrity Deathmatch, good fight, good night.